All right, babies, it's that time again. Oh, yeah. We are in Job 24. And what's happening in Job 24 is what's happening in Job 24? He starts off saying that he's bitter and God is nowhere to be found, and just kind of in a funk, in a serious funk. And then he goes on to say a bunch of very positive things about, sort of reaffirming what he considers to be living a righteous life. Where you stepped, I stepped. I've treasured the words from your lips more than the food that I need. But yet, then he says, but yet I'm still terrified to see you because you've allowed this darkness to overtake me without reason. Yeah. Believe me, God's got his reasons. They're not always apparent to us. And that actually should be a good sign to us that because we can't understand things, that's a sign we're out of step. Because if you're in step with God, somehow you're going to figure out, or he's going to make it known to you that what you're going through has a purpose. Now, I'm not one of those people who think that, like everything happens for a reason, because I don't believe that. Like, people say there are no coincidences. It's ridiculous. Did you ever hear of an accident? Is God going around creating car accidents? I don't think so. So there are random events in our lives, and what matters is, of course, how we respond to them. The thing that immediately comes to mind is, I'm a special education teacher for mostly suicidal girls. And twice a year I have to get observed by my supervisor. And, I often get, I just don't like having somebody else in the room because it disturbs the dynamic. And, I can't just be myself. It's hard to just be myself, which is how I like to be with my students. It's hard to do that when somebody's scrutinizing you, right? And I totally forgot why I said that. So we'll have to circle back to that. But yeah, there's a reason for what we go through. Oh, there's no coincidences. Yeah, everything has a meaning. No, oh yeah, that's what it was. It was how we respond is what matters. And that's what happens in an observation. You don't need a perfect class. What the supervisor ultimately wants to see, actually, is when things don't go well, how well do you respond to that? And so that's obviously kind of a nerve-wracking thing, right? Especially if your livelihood depends on it. But yeah, so that's, so darkness can befall us in Job's terms, and we may not necessarily understand what it is when we're going through it, but in every case, the foundation is always being built and reinforced on how important it is. That being that we're trusting God wholeheartedly, that we're allowing Him to live through us for the benefit of others, which we call love, and that whatever it is He's communicating to us through His Spirit who lives in us, we do our best to obey it. Those three things are foundational. So as long as you're nurturing those three foundational aspects, then if there is a moment where God will reveal some meaning to you when you're going through something that's extremely dark, you'll be in a you'll be in a place to hear it. Yeah. Because you're tending to the issues of priority. And that's what honors God, is when we don't neglect the things that He's instructed us are essential. I don't want the sun to melt my phone. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, babies. Another foundational thing while you're going through stuff, now this is going to be hard to swallow when you're going through something rough, but it's being thankful. And you don't have to look too hard to be thankful for being able to see colors and the shades of different colors, and how the sun hits the leaves and the darkness under the trees, and the feel of a cool breeze and the happy sound of birds and the fleeting clouds that mark a clear blue sky. I mean, there's so many things to be thankful for. So I really encourage you to do that, because if you're doing that, then you're going to find yourself to be, like I said, in a better position to receive something from God. Now, sometimes what He has to say is hard to hear, and you don't really want to hear it. And I think in some cases He kind of withholds that because we're not in that receptive mode. But when we're trusting, we're loving, we're obeying, we're being thankful, oh yeah, baby, you're in a position to hear even the things you don't want to hear, which might be He wants to take some behavior in your life out so that there's more room for His essence to be reflected for the benefit of others. Oh, yeah, bye.